Hi, this is Brad Smith from BeerSmith.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a simple recipe with BeerSmith Mobile. First we go to My Recipes. We're going to create a Belgian wit here. I click on the Add button to open up a new recipe. I give it a name. In this case I'm going to call it Wit. I specify that this is an all-grain recipe. I pick the beer style, which is used for the style guide comparison. This will be shown as we start to add ingredients to our recipe. This will be updated. But I'm going to go down first and pick Belgian Wit down at the bottom here, wit beer. So now I have the wit beer style guide up. I'm going to select my particular set of equipment. It's always best to have your own equipment profile created, and there's a separate video that shows you how to do this. In this case, I've got Brad's equipment profile set up. And while I'm on it, I'm going to use single infusion medium body. I'm going to leave that. Two-stage ale. I'm actually going to keg my beer, so I'm going to pick keg down here for carbonation. But if you wanted to change some of these options, for example, if you wanted to use a different mash profile for your all-grain recipe, you could set it here. Down here, you could set your fermentation profile. If you were brewing a lager or something like that, you might want it different. Okay, next, all we have to do is start adding ingredients. So I'm going to start by adding the grains. In my case, I want pale malt. I'm going to go with Belgian pale malt, and I'm going to add 4.5 pounds of that. Save it. See, I've got that added now as an ingredient. I'm going to add some more grains. In this case, I'm going to add some flaked wheat, which is under, let's see, it's under wheat, flaked, I believe, right here. I'm going to add 4.5 pounds of that as well, about half and half here, and save that. And you can see as I'm entering the grains, the original gravity estimate up here is being updated, and it's being shown relative to the style guide which I picked, which is wit beer. Now I'm going to add some hops. I'm going to pick some East Kent Goldings here, which is one of my favorites. We're going to add just an ounce for 60 minutes. Leave that in there. And you see that puts us in the range for bitterness, and we're also in the range for color. Now we just add a couple miscellaneous ingredients. For example, coriander seed. 3/4 of an ounce of coriander seed is appropriate for this style. You add a couple spices here. And I like using bitter orange peel, which is also here, 3/4 of an ounce. Push save. You see all those ingredients are updating, and all the numbers up here are getting updated as we go as well. And then finally I'm going to finish this off with some yeast. And I'll just show you the filtering feature. You can obviously type a few things in here and pick a particular, what that does is that'll limit a search and limit the selections to just a few things. In this case I'm going to go with the White Labs WLP 400 yeast. Use a package of that. And now basically our recipe is done. So what we've done is we've set up the recipe, we've given it a name, we've made sure it's in our style for the particular style of beer that we're targeting. We've entered all our critical ingredients here. We've set up our own brewing equipment. Again, there's a separate video on how to set up your own equipment profile. If you don't have one, it's highly recommended. We've set our mash profiles, ales, and everything. So now if we just click on save, we can save this recipe, and you can see that the wit recipe is saved. If I click on it again, I can view it. I can go to the brew day timer. It'll literally show me step by step how to mash this, or if I click on the boil, how to boil it. It has a timer at the top, so if I'm doing the boil, I can click go, and it'll actually start timing my entire recipe. And when I get to, say, 55 minutes, when I've got to add the coriander seed and the bitter orange peel, it'll remind me to add those to the boil. It'll actually play an alarm, and it'll remind me to add those to the boil. And down here, I can compare my brewing estimates and so on, and I can even enter brewing session data while I'm brewing. For example, my actual mash pH, or my actual boil volume, or my actual batch size. I can enter all that data in here and save it. And I have that session data handy as well. So this is how you create a recipe in BeerSmith Mobile. You can do this from your phone, and this is available for the iPhone, iPad, Kindle, and Android operating systems. Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to learn more about BeerSmith Desktop or BeerSmith Mobile, please visit my website at BeerSmith.com.